me just say now? Did y'all hear me just say now?
There's no way.
Yes.
And
we're live.
Okay. So, welcome to the G Spot, y'all. I'm Lady G, and this is our spot. We get it in every week, every Tuesday. We just had a couple of little malfunctions and different shit going on, but y'all have chimed in, so we were waiting on y'all. Thank you for joining us this week. We have the lovely Lady Shell from ATL. Stand up. We got the lovely Lady Z from H-Town, baby. And we have the lovely Nurse Clarice from MKE, Milwaukee. Stand up. Javon and Chris in the building represent Milwaukee as well. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey, Chris.
That's our river. So tonight, y'all, our last live cast of the year. We got a couple of things on the menu. We appreciate y'all for joining us each and every week. Phenomenal year. Didn't know it would go this far. The love, the support has been tremendous. So we are excited about next year. Lots of people on board, lots of people coming on board. So it'll be a fun time, and we're gonna bring definitely all the guests, all the ladies, all the men back to join us. So tonight we're talking about two different things on the menu.
Yes.
And then we have, again, a nurse in the building, and then a mental health, both of them mental health professionals, but also some practitioners as well. So that's important. But one of the things, again, the G-Spot represents life, love. We embrace sexuality. We just try to talk about real shit, try to keep it real, try to keep it going. We're going to refine things and get a better kind of feel for what we are, a better sound kind of identity in the new year. But I have a friend of mine, and he actually is in jail right now, but a good dude. And a while back, he was like, yo, G, like, what is it with women? Like, there's so many professional women that consume way too much alcohol. And I'm like, you know what? Let me think about this. And as I talked to other guys, they shared the same sentiment. There's a lot of women who drink excessively. They may be functioning
Alcoholics.
Call it that. And so I have a little information I want to share with y'all, and then I have some questions for y'all following this. So give me a moment, ladies. Give me a moment. Here I go with my shit. I always laugh at this. But it'd be fun, right? Y'all be like, okay, here she go with some shit.
In figures.
You already know. Hello. Shout out to the G-Spot. Shout out Bo Black. He couldn't be here tonight. Last show of the season. We love you, Bo. We'll see you in the next
one.
Hey, Bo. He'll be
getting that money
with us and continue journey. T.Y. Little and Terrell Scott in North Carolina with Final Cut Multimedia. We're hoping to get a couple more people on next year to sponsor. So y'all, you know, holla. All right, so I found this shit. Let me try to move this thing so y'all can see it. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
In the last 20 years, almost 84% increase in the frequency of alcohol use disorders in women. Crazy. And in that, they also found that in the last 20 years that there has been an increase in incidence of liver cirrhosis, which can be contributed to alcohol abuse. In women, just women, y'all. So women are more likely to overdose. Part of it is because of our anatomy, because of our small frames, as opposed to men who have larger frames, can use larger substances. But this is what they talk about. And one of the things they talked about is that women, although we have lower, so men use alcohol more than us and drugs more than women. However, once women start using, we rapidly abuse it, which causes us to use it more, which causes health issues.
It has a bigger adverse effect on your bodies too, as well, because of the makeup of our guts. You know, lack of, you know, men have enzymes in their stomachs that makes us able to break down alcohol at a faster rate than women. That's why when women drink alcohol at the same rate as men, they tend to be more drunk, you know, and suffer from those illnesses as well that she discussed. So It's a molecular reason for it too. It ain't just because women are smaller or mass or anything.
A reason. There's other reasons.
Molecular reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. And so here's a little breakdown, men and women. I don't know if you can see the men part, but the men is on the left. And one of the things I highlighted was that women are more likely to relapse, and men have longer periods of abstinence when it comes to recovery from it. So I found that very interesting. But why though? So one of the things we found, two bullet points, is that drinking obviously is associated with pleasure, leisure, and reward, right? When you win something, when you do something well, you celebrate. I come from a family where, you know, the 70s, hello, honey, you get an A on your report card. Oh, Javon, I got an A, we having a party, baby. You know, this happened. What we having a, you know, it's a get together all the time and we're festive. But that chronic stress has also been shown to play a pivotal role in continued alcohol abuse. And I think when talking to my friend, that was one of the things that he tried to associate with the amount of women that he saw, professional women that abused alcohol. So I'm gonna just stop it right there. I wanna know why. What y'all think? Why do women drink so much?
I think that's really good facts and data.
As I drink, sorry.
as I digress, no. But I think if I was doing some training for work, and it really hit home. I really had to do it like a mental, you know, self-reflection and, you know, look at some things. And a lot of people ain't gonna like what I say. I don't care, because sometimes you gotta put it out there. I think it's the lack of sometimes having a male partner. Sometimes it's holding. Yes, sometimes it is trying to hold it together and you don't have it together. Sometimes it's not having that companionship. So
now
for
I'm
example,
trying to apologize. Y'all don't accept your own faults. That's what you saying. You said because of a.
I'm not saying
you don't have
that. But
I think she's saying it's a lack of. I think she's saying it's a lack of support.
The lack of support.
With a male companion.
The lack of.
She's not blaming the male. She's blaming the female.
That's personal.
I talked to in my whole. I agree with you. And are we lagged? I agree with you, Azizi, and I agree with you, Clarice. One of the guys I talked to, his thing was, I just think women are lonely, right? Lonely. And so that may be the male counterpart thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
My thing was they are emotional. And so they're seeking emotional mass or comfort or
balance. Yeah.
It's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, what do y'all think?
So, as far as drinking goes, I think that it's. I mean, it's a lot of times it's genetics. It's what you saw in your house growing up.
Biological too.
You know, I think with most people, that's how it starts. Most people that you see that drink came from a house where they drank. Like somebody was saying, where when it's any type of event, it's hey, let's drink. And I had read a meme the other day because my father is a recovering alcoholic. He's been sober for 8 years. And it said a man raised 2 children. An alcoholic father raised 2 children. And it said one child became an alcoholic, and when asked, why did you drink? They said, because I saw my father drink. The other child refused to drink at all, never would drink. And they asked, why don't you drink? And they said, because I saw my father drink.
Right.
So, you know, two different perspectives came out of this alcoholic household. So I think most drinking comes from generational drinking, but a lot of professional women that drink, I think it's just a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of peer pressure. I think I don't drink, but most of my friends drink. I think people follow crowds at an early age. And if you start drinking at an early age, you normally are drinking as an adult.
Yeah.
It's so many things to put into it.
It really is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dynamics.
Quickly, y'all, got a comment in the chat. It's from Brad. He says loneliness, and it's trendy. People will do the happening thing, whatever is the trendy thing to do.
Well, Hennessy is trending, but I can't do Hennessy.
I mean, I agree. It's a cultural thing, like you said, what you grew up seeing. And when it comes to who decides to indulge, more than the other, it's based on your own personal experience and what you felt, from that cultural experience. Like you said, the two siblings, one went one way and the other went the other. That pretty much proves that it's a decision. It's a personal decision, but it's also based on what you've seen around you. So it's some external forces at play too.
Mm-hmm. And your environment has a lot to do with it. I mean, if you look at the hood, there's liquor stores on every corner. And the liquor stores, but there's a liquor store right up the street. They open late, they plant them in there. It got so bad that there's liquor in the gas stations now. I know once upon a time you couldn't go to the gas station and get liquor. And now you can go to the gas station and get whatever hard liquor you can get. You can get the cheap quality for like 99 cents. I know back you wasn't able to get that, but it's just the environment. And obviously we know why they plant certain things in certain communities. We know why, but
yes, we do.
You know what though? But everything you're talking about encompasses, everybody who drinks. The question is talking about why are successful, why are these prominent women drinking more?
But prominent women drinking, I would have to say, kind of like Brad said, it's the loneliness, it's the access to it. There's cocktail parties, there's happy hour. Happy hour is 4 to 7. You can get a nice drink for like, what, $3? And they keep bringing your drink more. They water down your drinks. So obviously you're going to have to consume more. And then we don't get to the other aspect of it. Some people have addictive personalities.
That part.
And if you have an addictive personality, if you have an addictive personality, I could say, well, I'm just going out tonight and I'm just going to have one drink. That could be your first time drinking. And from that point on, you could have a bad day, but you felt good having that one drink from that bad night, and you become an addict. And I don't think people put this out there a lot, is that there's a lot of stress for Black people in general in the workforce, no matter what field you work in. There's a lot of stress, and there's especially more stress if you're a Black woman working in a corporation and you're the only Black woman there, or a Black male in a corporation and you the only Black male there. But the figures are there. It basically says, yes, women are more addictive, but there's more addicts, but there's more dynamics there that leads them to want to drink. So it's the other aspect of mental health, for one. Then you have the loneliness. Then you have the environment. Then you have the I got to keep up with the Joneses type of thing. So there's multiple things going on there. And we don't.
I got some
multiple layers.
I got some more things towards it, but I want to hear some from other people though.
I mean, my perspective was kind of similar to his. I'm sorry, my apologies. My name is Mike Jackson from Phoenix.
Hi, Mike.
How y'all doing? All right. I feel more or less that it is a problem that's based beyond just areas of hardships and our community surrounding, because it's projected everywhere. You know what I mean? There isn't probably one media outlet that isn't sponsored by some form of alcohol. You know what I mean? But not only that, though, we all take leisure in it as a coping mechanism entirely. No matter what excuse we utilize to benefit the situation, it's all a big cope. When you go to work and you deal with your boss and he being hard on you, or you're trying to compete for a job with one of your coworkers who you feel like maybe it's just deserving as yourself, all of these different factors play a role. But that stress you deal with, some people take it to a certain point and it's like, well, maybe I need something to get over the edge, and here we are, we at the table with a cup or two. You know what I mean?
So it's really not those external things that drive us to drink. It's
the
our
pressure.
response to those external things.
Exactly.
And so we can't
It's
blame,
the stimulus.
we can't blame those things. We make the ultimate decision.
Absolutely.
Those things, you know, don't put a drink in our face and say, here, drink or else. Yeah. That's our decision.
I mean,
So
I agree with you.
You can't blame it on that.
You can. There's biological factors, kind of like,
Of course.
there's genetics, there's cultural, there's multiple things that I understand. Yes, there is a choice. We all have choices. We all have decisions to make. But sometimes if you have those three things or those three factors against you, and you at happy hour, who you think gonna win? The drink or you?
Do y'all need a hug? Do y'all successful sisters need a hug? Because y'all drinking a whole lot excessively these days.
I don't
Those are my words.
To be honest,
Those are my words. I don't even believe that. But
I'm gonna say yes.
You know?
I think it's a lot of women that do need a hug, or just some women. You good today? You all right? Sometimes I think the
problem
thing is
being able to take that genuinely. You know?
I agree because some women do take it. I agree. Some women do take it a little bit the wrong way.
I think y'all drink because y'all don't like that.
I don't drink liquor at all.
I'm gonna fall out on that one.
I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm just throwing it out here, though.
Gotta hug it out.
But I think, for a lot of people, drinking is for a lot of people, and it's not taking the accountability away from the person, but for a lot of people, drinking is a coping mechanism. So whatever your coping mechanism is, if drinking is one of them, drinking, drugs, whatever, then until you deal with what's causing you to need that coping coping skill, then drinking is gonna be your outlet.
Yeah.
Some people.
It's gonna be your go-to. Yep.
So it's not that me and her are saying that the people aren't accountable for their drinking. We just giving reasons why they may drink. It's not that they're not
like for me, some days
those reasons are more general. You know, when you have a specific question like that, when you're talking about successful women drinking, and the reasons that y'all are giving are more blanketed. Like it can.
The thing is, but I just want to make. I just want to make one more
from women. What is what's driving these types of women?
I just want to make. Okay, I'll make one more point.
It's the stress for
because
me.
if you're specifically speaking of successful Black women, because it's so many it's so many successful women. If you're specifically speaking of successful Black women, just because they become successful, most Black people still came from the hood, so they still have that and they still Black, so they still dealing with the post trauma of whatever they dealt with in the hood. They still dealing with being Black. Regardless, being successful doesn't change everything that you came from. It doesn't take your roots from you.
Still got to peel it off when you get home. Peel all it off.
You got to take that mask off.
And we find it.
When you look at numbers, white people are the majority of liquor and alcohol consumption in this country.
No. Okay, let me say about numbers.
Being from the hood, is that something that you pick up because you're from the hood?
No, I said that people who drink. I'm not talking about the people. I'm not saying specifically because you're from the hood. The question was, why are successful women drinking? What I'm saying is they was drinking before they became successful.
You said most of us, we come from the hood anyway, and we're gonna pick up some.
No, I'm saying that what I'm saying is just because I'm saying just because they're successful doesn't mean that they didn't come from the same places that we all
they
came.
don't have baggage.
It doesn't mean that they wasn't drinking prior to becoming successful.
We all have baggage. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do y'all have Christmas parties? Do you know what they serving at those Christmas parties? Those corporate Christmas parties?
Most definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
Liquor.
All of it spiked, baby.
I think access is the reason why you
that too.
Why you say I think
that's what she was saying about the liquor store being in the corner.
Why you see successful women drinking more, and it's I think it's a double-edged sword too, because I think that the experiences that we go through, in life contributes to that as well, but And like y'all said before, you know, we use alcohol as a means of escape, you know, or dealing with you know the problems of the day.
So Brad actually said that. He said people drink to escape things that will still be there when they sober up.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
And
That
that's
is a
the
fact
reason
for
why
me.
they keep
It's a
drinking.
fun fact.
And then when you have your when you have the
That's
money,
why they keep drinking. That's why they drink the next day too.
They keep drinking.
But you drink like you drink sometimes because you don't want to deal with something at the time. You don't want to deal with it right now. So let me just drink and, you know, I'm about to have a blast. But like he just said, it's going to still be there when you get through it with that drinking episode. But right now, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to have a drink and get my mind on something else. It's sad if that's the only way I know how. Like she said, it's how you find your coping. If that's the way I can cope with this situation for now, I'm going to take a drink. But that's my way. But then they got other people who might, I'm going to take a walk, a long walk. You know, so everybody has their way of coping
Or
with
go to
stuff.
the
But at the
gym.
end of the day, it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
And
I deal with it.
being a successful Black woman is a successful single Black woman in America. That is a hard thing. I'm not saying it's not hard being a successful Black male. Don't take that from that. But when you get into corporate America, you got all these people against you. You got people thinking you EEOC, you affirmative action. Not the fact that you smart and you went to school and did what you needed to do to get there.
You
got people challenging you
Every day.
every day. And it's like sometimes you got your own people challenging you.
Nonstop.
So you have multiple things going on here with successful Black women. I'm not saying it's okay to use liquor, but the reality is that is part of the reason successful Black women drink.
Wait.
even like
You
the-
said
you know,
I
I'm
Some
like
successful.
no.
Some
You said
successful.
no.
you
This
said no.
this
You
is the
said
reason why I didn't even like the
successful.
question. Like I'm, you know, we having this, you know, discussion and everything, and you know, and it's caused me to ask these questions, but I didn't like it because I think that I think it kind of sends like a biased opinion about a particular group of people as if it doesn't apply to anyone else.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me take Black women out.
Hold on.
Women.
Regardless of socioeconomic status or gender, you know, I think alcoholism is something that affects everybody, you know, and I think that it's so accessible to everybody. For example, my first time drinking was on the back of my middle school bus, you know, going to Storbin in the morning, you know, and that was from a relative. That was from a relative whose father owned the bar.
But wait, can I say
you
this?
know,
Last week, 2 weeks ago, it was at the elementary school and having sex, honey. They drinking on the bus at Stoyman.
yeah,
That child.
Boyden had it going on.
yeah.
How many kids you got?
It was a young lady who taught me how to shoot craps on the back of the bus.
Oh Lord.
Y'all was really East Side high in it over there. Okay.
It's something different. We saw some things, but you know, that is who we are.
But that was how
Well,
old were you?
How old were y'all when y'all had your first drink?
I don't drink. I don't drink.
Mine was 13, sneaking liquor from my mom.
I think we were like 15. That's when the 40s was like 2 for 135 or something, and we was behind the house. We got somebody to go buy it for us, so we were behind my friend's house and we was drinking. We thought we was doing some shit. Had us a 40. This was in the 90s.
And we live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We like the alcohol capital of
Odie.
Liquor.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have a disclaimer here, because you know what, you did put that out there. I don't want it to seem like it's all Black women that drink. To be honest with you, it is actually successful women, because to be honest with you,
Women. I never said Black. Y'all.
I know.
Y'all said Black. I asked the question about
we
women.
did.
It was women.
I did not say Black. I'm talking about self.
I am accepting accountability for that. See, I know how to correct myself. So I said, my thing is
Accountability.
I'm
We
noticing
appreciate
that
that, Z.
more women in general, to be honest with you, they are drinking. Cause you look at, I stayed at a hotel and I looked outside at Bar Louie. All you saw was women going in, women just going in. And we know what Bar Louie sells.
And
Liquor.
you know what I think, Z, too, is part of it has been just going on for a long time, right? It's just been closet women drinkers because it wasn't an acceptable thing. It wasn't a good look. As a woman, it wasn't good for you to be a drunk or alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Right. They looked at you different. You got labeled.
Yeah, you're a lush. You're a lush.
Drunk ass. Get your drunk ass on.
Not drunk ass, honey.
That's what they used to say. Get your drunk ass.
Yes.
Now they drunk with us. Now they drunk with us.
That was a
They
bad
say a drunk ain't shit, baby. All right.
But a drunk actually tell the truth.
Facts. And
A
that's,
sexy drunk.
you gotta love them. Facts. One of the things here is that women are also nearly twice as likely to have a mood disorder. So that's why they'll drink.
Yeah.
Anxiety, etc.
That might be me right there.
That might be all of
My
us.
job.
Right.
My job. I'm just
There
telling you
is
the truth.
absolutely help, ladies and gentlemen. If you know someone or a friend, a loved one, anybody, addictioncenter.com. You can call those numbers up there, and then alcohol.org. And then I actually also talked to
They ain't gonna call it, Javon.
a close friend of mine. Somebody will. It's gonna be one or two.
They will.
It's gonna be
Might be somebody that make that change tonight.
make that change.
I hope
In the
so.
words of Michael Jackson. I have a very close friend who is a supervised clinical licensed AODA, which is alcohol, other drug abuse, clinical supervisor. And he says excessive alcohol use is responsible for more than 95,000 deaths in the U.S. each year, or 261 deaths per day. 261 people die per day, y'all, because of that. These deaths shorten the lives of those who die by an average of almost 29 years. So you can gave up a third of your life cycle, if you will. 29 years. A total of 2.8 million years of potential life loss. And that is the stat as of October 1st, 2020.
Wow.
The number,
And it's actually going to get worse.
according to Mike.
Well, this year's definitely been worse. Everything has been up.
Everybody's drinking. Shit. I'll be drinking right now if I wasn't sick.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
That's what
But just, with people losing their jobs and people having financial issues.
They said in the very beginning that it was going to be a problem with people relapsing.
With
Everything is up right now. Domestic violence is up.
Violence.
Mental health issues are up. Homicides are up. Suicides are up. Everything is up this year.
Yeah.
And even collective suicide. It is not even, I'm taking myself, I'm taking my whole family with you. And that
Suicide
is
murder.
alarming.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's alarming.
That is huge. Let's take a break, y'all, and talk about COVID before we jump into our final topic tonight. Because, Shell, I sent blessings to you last week. I notified everybody that you tested positive for COVID. But for those of us who haven't experienced it, you want to talk about what that feels like? Or for you, what it feels like?
Well, for me, it was more of my first symptom was on a Tuesday, just like I woke up with a cold. Well, let me start that. Sunday, I tested negative twice. But that Tuesday, I woke up like, like, what the hell? Being honest, like, what's going on? Like, something don't feel right. Like, I felt good Monday, how I'm waking up with a cough, sniffing and stuff. So Thursday, they tested me again. I was positive. And then as soon as, I don't understand it, but as soon as they said positive, it's like, I don't know if it was a mental thing for me, but it's like I shut down because the idea of having it. And I think that messed with internal because everything didn't seem to be working no more because I just knew I had it now. So it's like, what the hell do I do? Do I fight it or I let it take control? And I actually let it take control because I didn't know. I didn't think it was real until I started seeing friends and families with it. And I'm being honest. But that Saturday, which is like my day 5, my whole body was aching. Like I literally couldn't walk and I was taking pain pills. from Tylenol to Motrin to, I have them all. I ain't never had this much medication in my goddamn life. But I was popping medicine every 4 to 5 hours. And Clarice know, because I was reaching out to her, like, my body aches. I was Googling stuff like, is it this? This is what it feels like, you know? So for me, the worst part of it, because I could handle the cold symptoms, it was the body aches. It literally felt like I was having a spasm or something going down my back to my bottom of my legs, like my nerves or something was being triggered, electrocuted. I don't know what it was. When I had that for 4 days taking medication, I'm over here medicating myself. That third day I wanted to go to the hospital, but I was told that the ambulance wouldn't take me because I wasn't having difficult breathing. That I needed something for pain or ice pack, take a hot bath, did all of that. It didn't help. But once I took the hot bath and stopped, it started right back.
Do you think you had anything to do with the transmittance of it to your relatives, to the people that you're around?
Well, my kids got tested immediately. They came back negative.
Okay.
And I've been in my room quarantined. Like, the hardest part was Thanksgiving. I couldn't cook. I couldn't be with my kids. We had dinner catered. My son couldn't come home for college. That was the saddest thing. Like, I would take the pain if I had to, but not being able to cook or being in the living room with the kids and cracking jokes, having that moment. Because when you got kids over 16, these kids don't want to deal with their parents no more. So this is a moment to get that, I couldn't have it. I didn't have it. And so that kind of hurted me the most, not having my kids around, or not even just being able to fix them a meal and say, oh, I cooked this, and them saying, oh, that was good. So that hurted the most. But I had a test again yesterday, and it came back positive today. So I'm still positive. So I'm still in the room. I guess taking self-care at the end of the day.
How many days do you think you had it for?
According to this calendar that I have up here, no, I had it about, today makes 15 days from my first symptom.
Yes, and you just got tested yesterday, you said?
Again.
I got tested
and it was
again,
still positive?
my job tested me.
And it was still positive? Because it's like a 2-week period before it, from when it enters your
supposedly,
and when it when it exits, And
that's not necessarily true.
I know, but that's the
CDC guidelines. Yeah,
so
that's for people.
So, Nurse Clarice, tell us about your experience with COVID and this year.
I won't say lucky, because hats off to the nurses that are working in medical part of nursing, but because I work at the mental health complex, I'm not really dealing with patients who are symptomatic with COVID. We do have patients that come in that test positive for COVID, but we only keep them in our facility if they're asymptomatic, meaning they don't have a lot of symptoms. If they got mild cold symptoms, we may keep them, but if they need, breathe, they need to be on a ventilator, of course, we're not going to keep them. But we have had many staff members test positive. Many staff members. Thank God we haven't had anybody who became deathly ill from it, but we've had a lot of nurses and CNAs that tested positive and ended up having this, like he was saying, stay off work for 14 days. But people who are symptomatic with coronavirus, I had a friend that was in the hospital in ICU. I think he was in the ICU for 2 months. So the 14 days is really for people who are not really, who have hardly any.
That's the majority. That's the majority of people. That's why that's on average.
Yeah, that's the majority of people. That's the majority of people. But
what we see,
Well, we don't know.
Let me ask you this about your staff members there at your job. Do you attribute that increase in COVID transmission from practices around the actual facility?
I would think that the majority of the people who got the COVID-19 that were staff members did not get it from our actual patients.
The patients.
Yeah, because all of our patients that test positive for COVID are put on one unit, and we've had staff members that never worked on those units that came up positive. And a lot of the staff members that did come up positive lived in the outskirts of Milwaukee because they did not have the same guidelines that we have in Milwaukee, because Wisconsin, a lot of the people up north fought against having to wear masks and having to do social distancing because they felt like their little towns didn't need it. So, but the bad part is so many of them, because they don't have big corporate jobs in their communities, they come to Milwaukee with their illnesses and bring it to us.
Spreading it.
Trust me, I know it all too well. I worked for a health center for about 6 months this year, dealing with that particular thing, and that was the issue. We get a lot of calls from people that are outside of Milwaukee County.
Yes,
trying to utilize our services because they feel sick and I'm blah, because they're not attending to, or they're not respecting the guidelines. That
you was on Brookfield. They was in Brookfield picketing over there. I mean,
and
crazy. In different cities and states, it's like, what's the purpose? Why?
Yeah.
And the sad part
about that, just shot down to the ground, honey. You ain't
trying to use us as the image of
you ain't
COVID.
marched. You ain't picked up with something.
I mean, they literally
that wasn't the problem.
They had the AR-15s. They were so mad.
That was them. Now they're rising, and Hispanics are the rising cases of COVID.
Yes, all in the red areas of the United States.
Welcome to Georgia. They wide open. It's wide open over here.
So we gonna switch subjects, y'all. So one of the things about the alcohol and women, I think there is a bit of masking, like we all kind of talked about, internal things where you consume and internally change your mind frame, if you will. In a similar way, you can outwardly change who you are. So body modification, actually, according to, I think, Wikipedia, is when a person changes their body in a way that lasts forever or for a long time. But it's actually a practice or a cultural tradition that is very common. Because it at a very low level, it's things like piercing and tattoos, circumcision, etc. But at a higher level, honey, you know what I'm saying?
The consequences. Yeah.
Baby, you can make it work, booty work, booty work, booty work, work, work.
You could work
out.
You
just threw that out there. So.
Apple bottom jeans.
And in Hollywood, it's very common.
See, she was prettier in the older picture.
I like Kim Kardashian looking in.
Yeah, but
she didn't like looking ethnic.
Right. And
it works for some people. For real.
Her sister likes to look ethnic, so
yes.
How crazy is that?
So when I yeah, I know, right? When I had wrote an article about this a year ago, one of the common surgeries with body modification was noses. And obviously I have a Jackson 5 nose. But I don't think that Gary, Indiana, baby. I don't think that I would change that. I had thought about it, thought hard, like, would I do that? If I had the money, would I, but I don't think I would. So I actually asked a couple people in the G-spot, would you modify? Would you get surgery? Guess who was at the top today, honey?
Yeah.
Bill said yes.
Oh, Lord.
I'll talk about that in a minute, what that means. A lot of boobs, a lot of tummy work, a lot of ladies.
Oh, not the boobs.
They want to get back in shape. One says she have her fat transfer.
Penis
Tummy tuck.
Penis enlargement,
honey. He said his is too small, baby.
Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming.
Lift, liposuction, breast lift. And then one person said no. We only had one person that said nope.
That said no.
Everybody else was like, yes. Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
Hey, but do you know that DJ from New York, what's his name? Funk Flex?
Yeah.
He had surgery.
Really?
Dude,
He got it all on Instagram. He had the fat removed.
Oh, fat.
I think it's, what is his name? Flex Funk or something.
Well, y'all remember when Kanye went off on his rant and he said he got addicted to Percocets because he had liposuction.
Really?
Mm.
Well, that's
He
Yeah,
was
said
fat.
That's
Kanye
what he
did
said.
have a fat face. Yep.
Kanye West said he had liposuction to try to make himself feel better, and he got addicted to Percocets.
Yep. Body surgery.
That's what caused the death of his mom, the tummy tuck. That's
Yep.
Yep. She had a tummy tuck and a breast lift.
What is his name? Like,
So how many of y'all know anybody who has had some work done?
Oh yes.
See, ain't nobody don't go tell you they got no work done. They just
oh,
go
I'm gonna
hide
let
it.
y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know. Like seriously, if my daughter gets signed because she's a rapper, and I'm gonna get a lot done, and I'm still gonna be
You
y'all
will get
friend.
it done.
And I'm still gonna be your friend.
We gonna be like, what?
That's what you get done, Shell?
First, I want my breasts to be. I want a breast reduction.
You want perky boobs?
You gonna hate that.
I don't want perky. I want them to sit right. 3 kids. I want this belly gone. I want these thighs smaller.
We ain't even know you. No,
Listen, yes, y'all is, because I'm.
no, you gonna keep your face. You gonna keep the face.
I love my smile.
You're beautiful, baby. What about you?
Just the way you are. No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm hear you.
But I think the thing is, like, some women, they really don't tell you, but you can look at them and be like, you went from a flat A cup to, or they go and hide it and come back and you like,
Hey, do y'all
I think
self-esteem?
it's more hidden in our community, because when I was graduating nursing school, the white chicks was like, oh yeah, my husband getting me a boob job for my graduation gift. My husband is getting me this, all type of service. Like, it wasn't as taboo in their communities because their husband was open and willing to them getting bigger breasts or getting them a tummy tuck. Whereas in our community, it's like people hide because they don't want people to know where.
Yeah, they got.
Girls, I mean, them nurses, they was coming back for graduation. We had graduation 4 months after we graduated. They was coming back with a whole new
bunch
body.
of assets.
With a whole new body. And their husband they was claiming their husbands was paying for it. So, you know.
But you know what? They have a credit card you can use to pay for your body. A care card.
Care card, yep.
I ain't got time for my credit to be messed with. I'm just gonna pay cash once my daughter gets signed. If y'all know anybody that's looking for a rapper out here,
like, you could buy your body.
K Money official.
K Money, shout out to K Money, y'all.
She's been doing it since she's 13. She's 26 now.
Let's get it, K Money.
K Money.
Yes. Oh, H-Town too. Anybody in H-Town, they got record labels.
Hey, reach out, producers. Reach
Okay,
out.
what's going on in H-Town, see? You an A&R?
Oh, you know they got record producers here too. They got studios. That's why Drake always here.
Mm-hmm. K Money was in Texas. Okay.
Yeah, she was in Dallas for a year to go to she went to music school and she got a certificate in music engineering.
Okay.
Wow.
So she's back in Atlanta, probably at the studio right now. So
she definitely deserves. She definitely. K Money is she the business.
I
remember she won her first talent show at Martin Luther King back to school program in Milwaukee. She was 13 and they was like, "What you finna do? Sing, little girl?" She was like, I'm finna rap.
Shut it down. And we're going to be on the show because we want a female perspective from the rap industry. We want to know what that's like. Like, I know firsthand.
One
last question, then we're going
to say this and all.
We must
see it. And I think that's why she wants to be an independent artist, because of the shadiness that she's experienced.
Would you date a person with a manufactured vagina or penis?
Oh my God.
Huh?
No, it's not a transgender. We're talking
about
modification. The
Is
dude
it
in
body?
his penis, hello. Some of the women get that little flap, the extra
No, I wouldn't.
elephant ear.
Oh, they sure they do get taken away.
But no,
What's her name? The girl from
You talking about from Ink, New
Black
York
Ink.
Ink?
Black Ink had it
Black
done.
Ink, she got her
Sky.
stuff done. She got her stuff done.
Yeah.
I remember one of the Kardashians got that done too.
Sky got her done.
Yeah.
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 which
I would think that would hurt.
See, I don't know because the men's when the men get theirs done, they got to be pumping it up before sex, and they got a little pump that's attached to it, and
Ain't you?
But you know what? When you look
They
at
gotta have a pump. What you say the men gotta have?
when you look at
when they get their penis done,
they're not adding anything on to the male penis. When you think about
no, they get a
they're
pump.
pulling it out from inside of him that's already inside of him.
Yeah, but they got to use a pump to pump it up before sex every time.
Sky.
Every time, like until they will.
I don't know about all that, but
So you got a pump.
but there's a couple of inches that men have, a few inches that men still
Okay,
have that's
so-
inside them.
So we have a
I ain't
couple
got
of
time for
guys
that pump
in the
up shit.
building. Would y'all have sex with a woman who had her vagina
No,
done?
or ass done, or titties done.
Got her lips,
But no,
her lips
no.
reconstructed.
He said not even a nose. You can't.
He said no.
He said he had sex with a woman who had a breast job.
I didn't know. I wasn't like.
Well,
What's the problem, Chris? Why wouldn't you?
He didn't know. He wasn't grabbing them or nothing.
Chris,
you didn't know foreplay? No.
Right.
why wouldn't you have it though? I'm confused.
He like, hey, I was younger then.
It's a chick walking around Milwaukee that got the hugest booty. From I don't know, I can't call her now. I don't know.
Mexico? No.
But she got,
From Mexico?
but she had the butt job or whatever. But she got skinny legs and it's like hanging all over.
It wasn't proportioned.
No, it ain't.
It's a
at
lot
all.
of women,
Match her
it's a lot of
thighs.
women like
It
that.
ain't at all.
That blows me. The chicken legs,
But
like
she take pictures.
She look like SpongeBob.
A model or something too. It's crazy.
I
look like
think that
SpongeBob.
I mean it got to be done in proportion to your body size.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're not
That's what
looking
I'm
like
gonna
a whole
do. I'm gonna
clown.
do that.
And you know
So
what?
you look
What
like a whole
took
clown.
me out? I think that we talked about alcohol and how men influence women in that in that arena. But I think this is the one where I think that men influence women because I think that women are doing it because this is what men like. But what women don't understand is that men understand what you just got through saying. Men understand proportion. So you can be a skinny girl as long as you have a shape, that's the proportion to your body. You don't gotta be the biggest booty in the world. That's like a big booty, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all
None of this ain't.
mistake fat girls. Y'all be mistaking fat
Hold
girls.
on.
So y'all be saying they thick. No, you ain't thick, you fat.
Hold on.
You lost
First of all,
that shape.
all this shit that I'm about to get done ain't got nothing to do with no damn women.
She just want her stuff done, okay?
I just thank you, Z. I appreciate your support.
You live once, and whatever makes you happy, do it.
But you know,
I feel like I've been a mommy for oh my God. I'm gonna be empty nest.
All your life.
Left. He's a senior. He's a senior. Oh my God, thank you, Lord.
oh,
But
you
I'm
do
about
gotta
to be
college too. Damn.
when I say I'm about to
But did you see Chris Brown mother? Like she looks so. Oh my gosh! You see, if you look at Chris Brown mother, you look
Oh,
at
yeah,
her, you
yes, yes.
like
she looks good.
who?
well, honey, look at her son. Shit.
I don't know about all that.
Right.
She went from a 2.5 to a 12. Literally.
Oh, she had some surgery done.
Yes, you look at her. She look younger than him.
Something, you know what? And there's some really good doctors that do. You wouldn't even be able to tell if a person had the surgery or not. Some really good
Right.
Like a whole new
that bootleg
identity.
shit y'all be getting fucked up with, that cement in y'all ass and all that shit. Yeah, you should look at some of the substances they put in those ass shots.
Yeah.
So who's still getting ass shots?
Facts.
Whoever get ass shots still need their ass whooped.
Y'all don't want
Right, who's still doing that?
That is unhealthy.
They still in the basement though, Clarice, getting it.
I bet it
They
feels.
still
In the
get
back
that.
Oh,
alley.
that look crazy right there, man.
This
Go to the
that
dark
looks
back
horrible.
alley.
Where they
Look
go
at this
for
one
that?
at the top though.
Oh my God.
That looks
I'd have been,
horrible. That looks
I'd have
horrible.
been mad. But you know what?
Yeah,
K.
that's
Michelle
definitely-
took her stuff. K. Michelle took her stuff out.
No,
Um,
she didn't.
She claimed she did.
Okay, Michelle did. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she
Take it out
did.
and switch it out.
But this,
Yeah.
this second picture look like fixing
You gonna
flag.
be forced to.
The
goddamn.
silicone and everything. When women have silicone breasts, after a period of time, they have to replace it. Because
Yeah.
they-
Or they start sagging or looking lopsided. Ooh, no.
But the booty implants didn't really start until that's a newer trend that started in the last 10 years once Nicki Minaj came out. When Nicki
And
Minaj
Nicki took
came
hers out.
Who?
She did.
Had to. You saw that performance on stage.
She got it. Nicki got it taken out and got some other ones put in. Nicki Minaj had a flat booty before she became famous. So I think a lot of the body, booties came when Nicki Minaj and Kim Kardashian came out because people weren't
Actually
getting
happy
jobs
with
that
my
before.
ass though. I am
Yep,
happy
it was
with my ass.
homegrown. You know that they said Georgia Peach? Yeah, it was
Right.
homegrown.
It was.
I think everybody
And it
want to ask
wasn't respected
about
because it was
came out.
viewed negatively for years when Black women had it. But when it took, in my opinion, J-Lo came and it was like, oh, okay, she kind of looked white and she got a big booty. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then
It's always like that though. White women can have big booties and big lips and it's no problem, but Black women
With us, we
naturally
look
have
like
it.
we look like
We naturally
monkeys and everything else.
Right. We naturally got big
Cows
booties and big lips, but we, horrible. It's
Now everybody want the injection in the lip to make their lip big right now.
But the thing is, I've been walking around with big lips my whole life.
Who you telling,
This
right?
is free. This is free.
But Kylie Jenner get on TV and get her some fake lips and she become a billionaire.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. Did y'all see her early in COVID? She reverted back to her original.
Did she?
Yeah.
Right. Like
Wait, who
know
was
she
that?
got that money. She can go back and forth.
Who is
Kylie Jenner went back to her original self because she could go out and get her plastic surgery and her lip implants. Oh, and her weave.
And her weave. Honey.
Girl.
And her Botox.
And she only 23.
Girl, what is you?
This girl is 23 years old.
She got a lot of growing to do. Wait till
Exactly.
the real boobs come in.
She look older than the other people. She look older than her sisters.
Yeah. Pretty
But
much.
she always was the one that wanted to be like Kim, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is true.
That was the
Yeah.
one that out exceeded Kim, huh? Kim was like, ain't nobody gonna outdo me. She did it.
Oh, the next new thing is the cheeks. People are getting their cheeks done, and I think their jawline adjusted too.
You see Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett got her cheeks done.
You could tell it's a lot tighter than, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Vivica Fox have had her cheeks and her face.
Like, I don't think how Vivica look now.
But it's like anything ethnic. Because if you look at them, all of these people, you know what I'm saying?
That's Black features.
She's Indian.
Yeah.
She's Indian looking. Like she doesn't want to look that way. It's more to try to look Europeanish. Michael Jackson, look at him. He just, you know what I mean?
But
But
that's
it's like the black people are getting features to look more European and
Right.
the white people are getting features to look more black.
Right.
Very, very, I agree.
That is true.
Yep, that is true.
That is crazy.
Khloe Kardashian was looking like Beyonce. So
Yes. That's their prototype.
that made no sense.
Trying to blend into the dominant society.
Trying to blend into the dominant society is what one of the guys said. Do y'all like that? Y'all like y'all women looking European? Because y'all be like, nah, but then y'all see the nappy hair and be like, but then you see me with a long, you be like, okay, girl.
Right.
We don't like weave. we don't like
We
we don't like
I
lash.
don't like the Remy,
We don't like
Peruvian
we don't like fake eyebrows. None of that.
eyelashes.
Not the fake eyebrow.
We hate all of that. But but it also lets you know that women they're not just doing it because of what men think. You know,
They do it
because obviously, you know, some men are attracted to that shit, but most men don't like none of that shit. None of it. And
Where they at, Chris?
I think that depends on the generation
that women do to
I
themselves.
think it depends on the dude too.
Makeup.
Yeah, because you're not gonna find.
I don't get it, but hey.
I think
You need to come down to Turkey Leg Hut. You gonna see all of that there. Turkey Leg Hut, you gonna see it all.
Clarice, what was too many, Clarice?
I think too many people try to emulate rappers and strippers and people that's famous.
That's another thing. The strippers, that's a new lifestyle. OnlyFans, you getting it for your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What is this world? What happened? No.
Yes.
When my son, when we was just down in Atlanta, when DJ went to the strip club, he said everybody in there was fake. He said it looked like they literally had their bodies manufactured and put on them. He said it looked terrible.
Oh my God.
He said
But
it looked terrible.
They making them bands.
He said they was making money though. They was making a lot of
Bands
money.
would make you dance.
Literally.
Make you dance. Hello.
Right. Band.
Okay, ladies, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. This is the last show of the season. Again, y'all, I love y'all for coming on every week. It's always good to have a good vibe. Again, the goal is to always just talk, get understanding, grow, learn. What can we get? A nugget, whatever. And we got so many people that got so much information to share. So that's important. But last things y'all want to share before we get out of here into the new year?
Well, thanks for having us. And obviously, correction is needed. Sometimes we need constructive criticism, and sometimes we need to be receptive of it too, because I've done that. And you guys have given me that too a lot. So I appreciate you guys being honest enough. I don't know if it's called check-in, but, just being open to giving constructive.
Kind of way.
No, I'm just
that's a kind of a strange response.
Oh.
messing with Chris, because you responded. So but I mean, sometimes as women, we do need to know that. We do need somebody to point out, look, your perspective is not right. So this was a good platform to have, this experience.
Good.
Well, I appreciate being invited. It was a great conversation. So, and anybody who's listening, who's got a problem with alcoholism, call that number that Javon put out there.
And yeah, if you can't afford to get your body done, then exercise and self-care. Because when I get that money.
Oh my God.
Dr. Miami.
Zoom me, Shell. We can exercise.
No, seriously, no. Seriously, no. For real. Self-care is everything, y'all. Self-care. Take care of yourself so you can be able to take care of your family and friends. Real talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's real, Shell.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
Yes.
Clarice, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna have to get you on again because I know you got a lot to say. A lot to say. And I love
You
it.
saying I talk too much?
No.
You didn't talk enough.
No, she's very
did.
smart.
Your value.
Oh,
But
thank
you know what?
appreciate it.
She's not knowledgeable because she told me that they did not close that needs to be put out there too on live. They did not close the mental health complex in Milwaukee. It is still open. So if you're suffering from mental health issues as well, check them out.
Because that's been the rumor on the street for a while now.
Why is that the rumor?
Because they
I've
did
heard
do
that.
some downsizing and stuff.
They downsized it. So like I was telling her, the correct thing to say is they downsized it, but it's still there. I work there.
Okay.
So
The source.
yeah, it's a good source for Milwaukee residents.
And Chris, can you tag all the men that you said that like natural hair and real eyebrows and the link at the bottom? Thank you so much. We
Link in
appreciate
the bio. I can't.
I'm gonna say because it ain't gonna be too many of them.
It's gonna be 2 of them and shit, girl.
Right.
Big off.
It's gonna be.
I'm like, what happened to those men you were saying?
like that bullshit.
All right. All right, ladies. I love y'all. I'll see y'all. Y'all have a happy holiday. Love y'all to
You
death.
too. Y'all be safe.
Y'all have a great holiday.
You too.
You
Even
as
though I
well,
was
and thank
celebrating.
you for your knowledge. Yeah.
2021, here we come.
Here we come.
Yeah. COVID free.